Tonight we're reviewing
Hot dog.
The Fall Guy. Hit that like button, share this link on all your favorite social medias, and of course, if you'd like to leave a comment, hit that super chat button and we'll read that shit live on the air.
Thanks to the people that already subscribed. I got like 3 during the whole show here. That's pretty cool.
So,
Nice.
Fall Guy, Ryan Gosling, that other,
Nice.
I can't remember her name. Was it, which one was that?
I'm totally blanking.
Emily Blunt, yes, thank you. I thought it was all right for an action movie. Kind of lukewarm.
Yeah, I thought the same. I thought it was I think they marketed this movie terribly.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was gonna be like an action film with comedic elements because that's the way they made it. Like this, he's just an action guy, and he's gonna get in some crazy situation where. But this was like a comedy with like action in it.
Yeah, I did like the action sequences.
A rom-com?
Yeah, I wasn't quite expecting a rom-com.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They marketed this thing terribly. It looks like it was an action film with, you got to put a chick in it, but it wasn't. It was just like an over-the-top action film with like mostly comedy or attempts at comedy.
It's something I'd watch with my girlfriend and be like, this is something I think we both could probably enjoy.
It would have been a good direct-to-streaming service movie.
It should have been, yeah. And they put it out like 3 weeks later anyways, so why not?
Yeah, I was surprised. I got like I thought it was still in theaters. I got a freaking awesome
it's on Prime right now.
Well, it's on Prime for $20.
Oh, well, that's what I did. That's the legal thing that I did.
So, I think the way that like this kind of movie made me start thinking about like distribution. Like this movie probably costs like I can find out how much it costs. I think they probably should have whatever the budget was. They should have scaled it back a bunch. And like these smaller movies, they should totally do for, for streaming only, and then like use the cinemas for like the really big temples. But it's not. Nobody wants to go back because all their temple movies suck.
Yeah, I'll say this. I thought it was okay. I enjoyed it, but like you're kind of lukewarm. This is one of those movies that when it comes on, I'll just probably leave it on and watch it. It had some. I laughed a couple times, but for the most part, I'll give it this. It didn't have the normal bullshit in it. It was just really them just sucking off stuntmen and trying to make a movie all about them and like trying to put them like in a thank you or an homage. I don't know. Hollywood always sucks its own, and these movies usually get a lot of praise. When anything about Hollywood, they're gonna just put it on a pedestal.
Wow, this was like it says on Wikipedia between 125 and 150 million. See, they should have made this movie for $50 million. It would have done so much better, because you're
not getting Ryan Gosling, and
Ryan Gosling was probably $20 million of that.
You don't need all that shit.
Barbie movie.
Yeah, I don't think he was necessary. Would you have enjoyed this movie less if it wasn't Ryan Gosling?
I think he did good in it. I mean, I think he was part of I guess maybe the charm of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure could somebody have done better, but who? Who's going to be a draw? Who's going to be?
Well, I'm just saying it could have been anybody. That was my point.
No,
it could have been anybody. You could have made this movie for so much less using literally
anybody. He's going to bring in the female audience.
Yeah, he's going to get butts in the seats.
I did like how in the movie they replaced Aaron Taylor Johnson with Jason Momoa. That's pretty funny.
That was fun. You know who directed this?
No.
The same guy that did Bullet Train. So that explains some of that action.
Yeah, it explains why Aaron Taylor Johnson was in it. Yeah.
Can we talk about Jason Momoa real quick?
What do you want to talk about?
Like, does he stab you guys out? Like, is there something weird about him when you look at him?
Jason Momoa isn't. This goes back to me when I talk about Stargate Atlantis. Jason Momoa's got to start in Stargate Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
He's better as like the silent, like the quiet, like guy. You know what I mean?
Well, he plays Jason Momoa in everything that he's in.
Yeah.
Well, and then he did that T-Mobile commercial where he's dancing and singing, and it just there's something about that dude that just skeeves me out. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It's just
feels weird in your cuckles.
Maybe you just don't like Samoans.
That might be.
Maybe you don't like brown people.
How do you feel about The Rock?
I was okay with him in the beginning, but then he started getting weird too.
No,
I was weird for a different reason.
I was never okay with The Rock. Okay.
I always had this thing where I was like, man, this guy's kind of an asshole, but everything I've heard is, no, he's the nicest guy in the world. But I was like, you remember the stupid Ashton Kutcher show?
Punked?
Punked.
That
He was
70s
on there.
show?
No, Punked. He was on there. The Rock was, and he was a complete jerk off on that when he didn't know he was being filmed. And he does good putting out that image of himself, but that was the first time I was like, all right, this guy's a dead.
Yeah,
But
I figured as much. I always kind of assumed he was a.
But that was such a random thing that happened. The also thing that was kind of weird was a lot of the movie. Like again, I liked it for the most part, but a lot of it didn't make sense.
Well, let's start with the plot for the people, okay? So
Go
you
ahead.
have Ryan Reynolds, who's a stuntman, working on movies with his girlfriend, who's a camera girl. And one day he has a bad fall that shatters his back, puts him out of commission, and he ends up, being a bum and working as a valet, because apparently that's the only job that writers know about in Hollywood is
I guess
valets.
so.
In every movie, right?
Or waiter.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
usually a valet though, because actors are more waiters.
Ryan
So
Gosling. You did say Ryan Reynolds
whatever, same person. Who gives a shit?
for the most part. Yeah,
Ryan
kinda.
Gosling. So he's like, kind of washed up, whatever, and he's like, his hair's growing long. He gets a call from his old stunt coordinator buddy, who's like, "I'm in Australia. They want you for this." Or no, it's the producer's like, "I'm in Australia. The director wants you for this movie. The director's your old camera girl girlfriend. He hasn't talked to her in a year since he shattered his back." And so he goes to Australia, does like one stunt, finds out that the director actually didn't want him there. And
His former ex-girlfriend.
yeah, and then the producer's like, "I actually called you because we can't find the lead actor who you're doubling for. I need you to go find him." And
Who's like the biggest actor in Hollywood according
Yeah.
to this movie?
he's essentially like a young Brad Pitt, I guess you'd say.
Brad
Like-
Pitt or like a Tom Cruise.
Yeah, so it's Aaron Taylor Johnson's the actor. So he goes on
So
like this quest
Pitt
trying to find him.
disappears. Brad Pitt disappears and and a stunt double in Hollywood has no idea that Brad Pitt has disappeared. He didn't see it in the
Well-
news. He didn't see it in
Well, it's in
Variety.
Australia.
No, the guy's been a waiter for the last year, or a valet
Yeah.
somehow.
But like he didn't disappear like where he just like he disappeared from production. It's not like a missing persons case. It's more of like the dude's just not showing up for work anymore. We need you to go find him, right? And so the first person he goes to his apartment, nearly gets killed by his girlfriend with a prop sword. And that was weird. It's like, why? What was the point of this? He just
I
wanted to
don't know.
see like
Yeah,
a fun
there's
action
lot of
sequence.
moments like that. Yeah.
And then you had so he finds out, he's probably with his dealer. Go to this club, see his dealer. They spike his drink, and so he has to fight these people while tripping, which honestly was a cool looking sequence.
It was a cool sequence, but it's just like, what the hell is going on? Is this real or is he just
Yeah, he's like seeing.
I
it all.
really wanted that to all happen because he was just moving like like a ninja, like
Mhm.
taking out these people. I wanted him to see that, and then like it cuts to real life, and he's like on the floor like convulsing because they poisoned him.
Or
and
they
stuff.
just kicking the out of him.
Yeah, that would have been way better than him. It was like he moved like a ninja. I get he was all like hopped up on whatever they dosed him with, but I
He was
like,
one with the
he-
kung fu, Ken.
Yeah.
So the
And then the-
sex ducks did for him.
Yeah, I guess. And they kept seeing the donkey or whatever.
That's
that was,
a
the
unicorn. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he finds out from the drug dealer. You gotta go to this hotel. Finds a dead body. Basically, things just start spiraling out of control, and like all of it's like him trying to get back to his ex-girlfriend who he wants to make amends with, and it's him trying to do that, and these things just keep getting in the way. That part I liked. There was just so much to like the beginning of the movie. Just like it just felt like it was dragging.
Yeah.
Like him having his accident happened pretty quickly, but then it felt like
Right
everything
away.
else. I feel like everything else, like between that and like getting to where he has to go find the actor. Like it just felt like it took
Yeah.
so long.
And not only that, it's like action scene after action scenes. Thank you, Jason.
Yeah,
Jason,
Jason.
Coward. Coward.
If that's your
Yeah,
real name, it's an
Coward.
unfortunate last name.
Coward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Welcome to the Burnt Popcorn family.
Thank you.
We gotta fix our little icon or members
Yeah, I
icon.
know. We keep saying we got to do that, and then
Yeah, we'll forget about it 'cause
we
all of
leave
us
the
have
show,
jobs.
and then
Yeah.
But yeah, and then when they sent him off, it's like he's going to action scene after action scene. It was kind of weird, and like it. My biggest thing was like he ditched the girl for a year.
Mhm.
Apparently, like it was 18 months, and then he just disappeared. How they found him working at a valet, I don't know. He even asked him like, "How did you get this number?" And why would he, if he was trying to ghost her, why would her saying, "Hey, I want to meet up with you"? It sounds like she wanted to meet up with him for a long time, and he just didn't.
His little speech he gives on the set. See, that's the part that was taking so long. It was like they were focusing on his relationship with her, and they just kind of forgot what the actual plot of the movie was going to be. And they're like,
Yeah,
"Oh
they did it a
yeah,
few
we got
times.
to do the whole missing actor thing. I forgot about that."
Dude, yeah, no, you're nailing it. That's like it just kept going. It was like, oh, we'll focus on her. Oh wait, no, he's got to go fight this guy in a moving dump truck that apparently cops don't exist in Australia.
Right. I like that whole scene was him trying to get to the karaoke with her, but there was like there was so many other scenes that just could have been chopped down, could have been cut out entirely. Get us on the like you didn't have to belabor. Like we get it. Like the scene with the truck, that was fine. It should have been chopped down by like a minute.
Exactly. I was like, they just kept going and going.
Yeah.
And not only that, like the whole thing where he's trying to be, spoiler alert, they're trying to frame him for something the other guy did. And there's like witnesses to them going through the truck. The guys, everybody's indestructible somehow, like kicks them off, shit, they're fine, nobody dies. He helps the one assistant, so she knows everything. But she just runs away and like, all right, let's not talk to her. He tells his friend, the black dude, which I like that dynamic. They're always talking in movie lines and shit.
He's like probably my
real.
favorite character, honestly.
Yeah.
Him and the dog. The dog was a great little addition that just came out of nowhere. You gotta speak to him.
Talking to him like he's a person.
Yeah, you gotta speak to him in French. He understands French. Like I got a little Doctor Who like nostalgia when he's like the black guy's telling the dog, "Come on, let's go." In French, you say "Allons-y," and that was like David Tennant's like big catchphrase, "Allons-y."
Nice. You made it weird about Doctor
Yeah.
Who.
No, it's just it was.
You can't say Doctor Who anymore.
You don't hear the
It's over.
phrase "Allons-y" ever. Like you never hear that phrase. So when I hear someone say it, I immediately think of David Tennant's Doctor Who.
No,
A good point in Doctor Who history.
There's could have been cut from this movie, and there's
Yeah.
points that like you guys didn't spend a lot of time on the plot. I think you guys knew this was for fun.
I would have liked. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, you haven't talked this whole time. Go ahead.
Oh, I would have liked more practical effects. I didn't like all the CGI.
Yeah.
All of the stuff that they did, they could have done practical effects, like the old Fall Guys, with the TV show. Like they could have done practical
The
effects.
movie's
with it,
like
and they
2
didn't.
hours long.
They went CGI on it, and it never should have been 2 hours in a million years.
90 minutes. That's the max.
90 minutes,
Especially for this type of
runtime for this.
movie. 90 minutes.
But they were trying to suck in the ladies, and so they wanted to really hyper focus
Yeah.
on the whole relationship thing. And it
The movie would have been tight. It would have been a tight 90 minutes. That would have been a lot better. But I will say this: they made her, Emily Blunt, seem like a in the commercials for it. None of that. Oliver kind of reasonable, to be honest. She was like, all right, well, you left me for a year. I should be a little mad about that. And she was like really eager to get back with him. And in the movie, or the commercials for it, like, she's the one sending him on this thing. It was like, I don't want you here, but I need you to go do blah, blah, blah. And that wasn't even her. It was the producer doing that.
Yeah.
But, and also, again, not really any messaging in this.
And all of this could have been avoided if they would have just called TMZ and said the actor was missing. They would have found his ass.
Well,
Yeah.
I didn't like the big reveal. Was like he was in the boat next to the boat that he was staying on.
Yeah,
Did
he
you
was in the
notice
boat next to
that?
the penthouse.
Yeah, I was like, you're just right there. You could see him from the window.
I don't know if he was
So-
there before, but later on it was like he was on the boat. And you're like, oh, you're just right
He's
there.
just right here. Gonna hit me with a rock.
Yeah.
The
I thought-
top tier actors, they can't hide from the paparazzi. So
I also thought it was kind of weird when the movie kind of ended, and they're showing you all the stuntmen that were help making the movie to make Ryan Gosling and everybody.
Yeah, their
There's
little blooper reel.
They did that, and then they continued the movie after that.
Oh, I didn't watch
With,
after that.
It was stupid. Like they go right back to the one chick from Game of Thrones and the Aaron guy. What's his name? The bad guy in the movie.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. They basically get out of the airplane and they're surrounded, but he runs into basically a minefield and gets blown up from the special or the effects.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how they ended the second time. I was like, why did you just go through all the stuntmen? Why didn't you do this before? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You've already taken it out of the movie. The movie's over.
Yeah, you
Here's
turned
how
the
we
movie
did it.
off. I didn't see it. You should have put that before the credits.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I don't
But
know.
it's fun.
It was an alright movie. I didn't hate it. I give it like
didn't hate
like
it.
a 6.
yeah, if you're sitting there and you're bored and it's free, watch it.
Yeah, if you're looking for something to watch with your girl, that's something that you guys could both, not hate. Like she'll probably like the whole love thing, and you'll be
Which
like, "Oh,
makes
there's
a movie
actually
a 9 or a 10 nowadays.
Yeah,
I
it really
hate
does.
it.
yeah, real."